Well, hello and welcome back to MBE Box Office, where we discuss and break down the top 10 best films within the United Kingdom's box office. And Stephen, this is for April 19th to 21st, 2019 of course. What have we got in at number one this week, Stephen?
Number one this week, John, and its third week is Shazam.
Yes.
It's grossed another £1 million over the weekend, grossing 11.8 million overall.
Yes, Stephen, we have both been and seen this film.
Yeah,
we both enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Very different to another superhero film we went to see very recently.
Yeah.
Very, very different, but it was unique. It was small scaled. I enjoyed it. It was a great origin story for a character which I'm going to grow to love, I'm sure, as it gets more and more sequels. And it will, because it's been a success, Stephen. It's crossed $346.3 million worldwide off of a $100 million budget. It's a mid-sized superhero film, Stephen, in terms of budget. So that is very good indeed. I think if Endgame doesn't completely obliterate its performance, and there's a good chance it will, then it may just eke out a $500 million sort of a grossing total, which would be a complete success for a character which was getting derided by many.
Yeah.
People felt it was a joke. Zachary Levi, it wasn't in fitting with the DCEU, but I enjoyed it. It's doing well.
Listen, John, we've talked about the hind legs off this film.
Yes.
That's not a bad thing.
No.
Thoroughly enjoyed the film. Talked about it in one of our movie blogs as well, didn't we? Yeah.
And Heroes.
Yeah, and Heroes as well. So it's a great film. It was a film that I didn't expect to enjoy as much as I did, but it was a very funny film, but not in a goofy way.
No.
Thoroughly enjoyed it, and
it was goofy in certain parts, but not all.
Yeah, I mean, in comparison to the trailer, I thought the trailer was very goofy, but it wasn't at all. It had a great depth to it. I thought the characters were very well developed as well, and with a great storyline as well, tinged with humour. So we'll move on, John, to number two this week. It's Dumbo. It's in its fourth week, and it's grossed £900,000 over the weekend, 21.4 million overall.
Yes, Stephen, I can't believe this film has been out for 4 weeks. I went to see it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. A lot of people haven't enjoyed it. They've said it's poor. It's a remake of the classic, and they don't like it. Well, it's obviously a remake of a classic, that's stating the obvious, but I enjoyed it. I don't recall seeing the classic, Stephen. I must have been a very small child when it was shown to me, because I've no doubt I did see it. I get shown all the Disney classics, so I would have undoubtedly have seen this one. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the performances of Colin Farrell, first and foremost. Really liked Danny DeVito in it as well. Great to see him. Michael Keaton was in there. Whole host of phenomenal actors. Really enjoyed the CG. I thought it was quite emotional at the start. I seen him obviously being stripped from his mother and then grown as this sort of a act with the rest of the thing. I'm not going to get into the story though, because this is not what this is about. This is about numbers. And £21.4 million after 4 weeks in the United Kingdom is sublime for not the best animated remake of the year for Disney. We've got Aladdin, The Lion King coming out. Lady and the Tramp's not going to appear in the box office. It's going to be a Disney Plus exclusive. But look, it's dropped 60.3%, Stephen, in its fourth week. It's actually up fierce, and it's grossed $327 million, $327.6 million, I should say, off of a $170 million budget. So it's probably just about broken even.
Yeah.
I got there in the end. It took me 3 attempts, but I did get there. I mean, you take into account promotion and theatre cuts, it's broke even, so can't complain.
Listen, I'll go along to see this, hopefully soon, John. It's a film I do want to see. I did see the original. I liked the original. It's been a while since I saw it, but I do know the premise of the story. I remember it well. I don't mind a remake, I've got to be honest with you. This brings it up to the 21st century standards, then why not? Tim Burton's a fantastic director. Great acting in there as well from the likes of Danny DeVito, Michael Keaton, Colin
Farrell. A lot of people just don't like Tim Burton, Stephen, and they're sticking with it.
Oh, fair enough. It's entitled to their opinion. But listen, John, we'll move on to number 3 this week. It's Captain Marvel in its 7th week. It's grossed £600,000 over the weekend, a massive 38.3 million overall. Yeah,
that's a stunning performance, Stephen, from Disney. Marvel again, they have really hit the ball out of the park. We don't yet have the Endgame numbers, but I'm sure that'll be ridiculous as well next week when we discuss that film. I've actually heard that Captain Marvel has received a slight boost from the Endgame release, so it's actually performing better again.
This is what happened. This is a knock-on effect like last year with
Black Panther. Yeah. So look, it's fantastic performance. It's only dropped 27.8% in its 7th week. It's hanging around. It's apparently up theatres. I don't think that's true. I think it's dropped theatres. It's dropped about 200 theatres. Just think their website is crap.
Yeah.
But look, $1.1 billion worldwide. I haven't got the budget, but it's a massive success. I enjoyed the film, Stephen. I thought it was okay.
I liked it.
It showed us this character, essentially a prequel to what we're going to see in Endgame. We've seen Endgame.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm saying what we're going to see. Very different take on that character in that film. Not as much in the film as we also get in her self-contained, independent story.
Yeah. It's interesting to see Brie Larson filmed all her Endgame stuff before she actually had the chance to really feel the character in her own film.
I preferred her in Endgame.
Yeah.
Don't know what to make of that.
Yeah.
Maybe she shouldn't have developed it so much. I don't know.
Who knows? Listen, John, we'll move on to number 4 this week. I think this is an Indian film. It's called Kalank, or Kalank. It's in its first week. It's grossed £600,000 and obviously overall £600,000 as well.
Yeah, Stephen, again, this is just what we see from time to time, though. Interestingly, it's been distributed by Fox, so that's intriguing. It's grossed $12.8 million worldwide. Don't know any information about its production budget. I shall try and find it. It has a budget of 1.5 billion Indian rupees. I don't know what that translates to.
I think this is set in pre-independent India.
That's intriguing.
I think it was wartime.
Yeah.
So it's obviously a period.
Yeah, and also the battle with the tyrannical British Empire. Perhaps Gandhi, and he's not in there, but yeah.
Listen, we've got a massive Indian following here in the UK, so I can understand why it's at number 4 this week. But we'll move on, John, to number 5 this week, halfway through the box office here. It's Red Joan, and it's in its first week. It's grossed £400,000 in its first week and overall. This is obviously the film with Judi Dench.
Yeah, Stephen, I don't know much about it. It's a story of Joan Stanley, who was exposed as the KGB's longest-serving British spy. It's a real story. It's a biopic.
Yeah.
Sounds very interesting. In terms of ratings, it's getting average ratings, really, so it's perhaps not a sublime film by any means. It's only grossed $222,000 worldwide. It's a British story. You don't expect it to get a wide release. This is British-centric, much like The Fisherman's Friends, I think, from a couple of weeks back. So, I don't know any information on the budget, but
listen, John,
it was never a film that was going to get great success.
A streaming service or perhaps Sky Movies, I might catch it because I quite enjoy that sort of.
And she's a great actress.
Yeah, exactly, and it's it's an interesting subject as well. But we'll move on to number 6 this week. It's Wonder Park in its second week. It's grossed £300,000 over the weekend. Overall, £3 million.
That's not too bad, Stephen. I've heard people saying it was a potential flop for Paramount. Obviously, the animated film, we reacted to the trailer.
That's right,
It looked okay, looked quite funny in parts. There was this big blue thing, which was providing much of the laughs. $103 million worldwide. Haven't got a budget again, so I have no idea whether this film is breaking even, making a profit. I'm not going to go and see it. I don't really care either way. But look, I'm glad to see it's grossed something in Britain. I mean, that's not too bad.
No, not
$3 million
at all, John.
Fine.
We'll move on to number 7 this week. It's Wild Rose. A slight pause there. It's Wild Rose. It's in its second week. It grossed £300,000 over the weekend. 1.7 million overall. I believe this is a music-based film.
It's based on a musician from Glasgow having dreams of becoming a Nashville star. I said Tennessee star last week, Stephen.
Nashville,
clearly one. I was clearly thinking about Tennessee Jack Daniels, which is probably what I was drinking when I done that show. It's directed by Tom Harper. I don't know anything about the cast other than Julie Walters. And look, Stephen, I don't know much about the film. I can't lie. I've not been to see it. It's not got any worldwide box office numbers because it's not got a worldwide distribution, but £1.6 million in its second week in Britain is decent for a film, which is a smaller, obviously, scale film. It's not got a big budget, I would presume. I don't even know who E1 are, the distributors of the studio, so fair play to it. It's actually dropped 65% the second weekend though, so it's not looking great for it. It's probably going to drop like a stone. Yeah.
Number 8 this week, John. Another film we did a trailer reaction to, Greta. It's in its first week, and it's grossed £300,000 over the weekend, 400,000 overall.
This is the Chloe Grace Moretz film, Stephen. Obviously, a young woman finds a bag on a train, reunites it with her owner, who turns out to be a complete and utter psychopath who tries to kill her, or at least
stalk her,
and keep her in her house, perhaps in a box, if the trailers are anything to go by. Again, the trailer looked okay, Stephen. It looked like a bog standard sort of a mystery thriller sort of a thing with horror elements within there. Someone commented and says they'd seen the film. I don't know how, if it's just been released. Perhaps it's been out in the States longer. And they says it was a bit crap. But £400,000, not too bad. It's grossed $13.5 million worldwide. That's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. I've not got much more to add.
Pet Sematary at number 9 this week, John, in its third week. It's grossed £300,000 over the weekend, $3.8 million overall.
Yeah, £3.8 million is very decent, Stephen, for obviously a remake of a classic Stephen King novel and a classic Stephen King inspired film from 1989, I think. 91?
Round about then. I can't remember.
I've never seen that one. I've seen this one, Stephen. I enjoyed it. I thought Jason Clarke was very, very good indeed as the grief-stricken father. His wife was okay too.
And
but
John Lithgow as well.
John Lithgow was fantastic as this loner figure with a slightly dodgy past. I don't want to say dodgy, he's got a tragic past. He's obviously a sort of a caretaker figure for this pet cemetery. He tries to help these friends out. He's reunited with sort of obviously a family that's moved in. He develops a relationship with them, a bond with the young girl. Tries to help them out, but then causes a whole lot of pain. It sets up the climactic sort of events of the film. I enjoyed it. $102.3 million worldwide, $21 million budget, massive profit, and I'm glad to see it's got a profit because I love Stephen King. I think he's a great guy. Great to see his adaptations doing well. We're going to get a whole lot more, so hopefully that's
fingers
going to
crossed
fall
we get
on
the
a
stand,
similar
John.
vein. That's the stand, yeah.
Love that. But listen, we'll move on to our final film this week, in number 10. It's Hellboy. It's in its second week. It's not looking good. And it's grossed £300,000 over the weekend, 1.7 million overall. John, we both enjoyed the versions with
Ron Perlman,
back in the early 2000s, John. Maybe not so much the sequel, but the original Hellboy film.
The original was very good.
The trailer to this looked actually quite good. Looked like they were lightening the tone a little, more
good
humour.
blend of humour and dark gore.
But it just doesn't seem to have connected.
It doesn't. No, it doesn't. It's not connected worldwide either, Stephen. It's $21.5 million. It's sitting at total gross. It's got a $50 million budget. This is a flop. We can't dress it up any other way. No. They have pushed this film. It will have ate into the budget. It's a Lionsgate release.
It got a red trailer as well, didn't it?
It did, yeah. But given Lionsgate's propensity for copyright claiming every single reaction video on YouTube, a part of me's kind of pleased to see them stumble here. But I feel sorry for David Harbour because he looked like he was doing the character justice. I feel sorry for Ian McShane, but that's life. I've not been to see it, Stephen. I've had other bigger fish on my mind, Endgame and whatnot, and I went and seen that great little Missing Link film as well, obviously the Leica studio. Stop motion, it's not in the top 10, that was a great film incidentally, but look, I can't discuss it because it's not in the top 10 of the box office. We only discussed the top 10. And Hellboy has dropped like an absolute stone. It's in its second week and it's already looking like it's going to drop out. Perhaps it may be saved by a quiet release coming up. I don't know what's coming up, Stephen. But look, that's going to round up this week's episode of MBE Box Office. If you've enjoyed it, you know what to do. Comment below on the merits of the various different films we've spoken about in this week's box office. If you've enjoyed the video, like it. Subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying the content. We'll be back tomorrow with a special edition of MBE Heroes.